welcome to the third session of Unit 1. In this session, we are going to have a look at the differences between guidance and counseling. Now, for the objectives. By the end of this session, students should be able to A. Show the major differences between guidance and counseling. B. Represent the major distinction between guidance and counseling in a tabular form. And then C. Explain the similarities between guidance and counseling. Now, to start with, 1. Guidance is more public, whilst counseling is private and confidential. Thus simply explains that guidance activities are open to the public and are often carried out in classrooms, churches, and other public places. Issues discussed here, among other things, really cover areas like health, academic work, and choice of occupation, and so forth and so on. Now, on the other side, counseling is more private and confidential. And for that reason, the services are not carried out publicly because they are supposed to be between the client and the counselor. 2. Guidance is more cognitive, whilst counseling is more affective. This also explains that guidance is knowledge-based, and just because of that, it deals with facts, it deals with methods, it deals with principles and cognitive, it deals with recall and everything. Unlike counseling, where we say it concerns itself with wealth and then feelings for the clients by the counselor. Here, the counselor listens to the client's concerns, feels for the client, and does his best to assist him or her. 3. Guidance is less personal and less intimate, whilst counseling is more personal and intimate. Here, it just explains that guidance is less personal and less intimate because guidance programs are carried out generally for the people concerned. So, for example, an orientation program carried out for fresh students could be cited. This means that, or this shows that it does not actually handle any certain private and personal concerns of individuals. In the case of counseling, it is, or it deals with personal concerns that may actually bring the clients and the counselor alone together. And of course, this makes the relationship quite intimate, and it may involve only the two persons interacting. 4. Guidance is more structured and less open-ended, whilst counseling is less structured and more open-ended. This means that guidance activities in schools are well organized and well structured. The activities to be carried out are planned and factored in the school activities. For example, you can think of career talks, orientation for fresh students, and so forth and so on. All these activities are planned and actually factored in the school timetable. This is unlike counseling. Counseling, on the other hand, is more open-ended and less structured. By this, anyone can approach the counselor at any time for assistance. Besides, the client is free and not bound by any structured directive that needs to be strictly obeyed. 5. Guidance is usually initiated by the guidance coordinator, while counseling is initiated by the client. For this, the guidance coordinator often draws his own programs and then he invites people to attend. He only invites, he does not even coerce, but only to give the people invitation to attend. And the people get or visit or submit or subject themselves to the invitation by their own will. But counseling, on the other hand, isn't like that. For counseling, it is the client who has an issue that needs to be addressed. He then sees a counselor for assistance. So over here, again, more explanation. The counselor does not call the client to come in for some pieces of assistance, but it is the client who sees the need to subject himself for counseling. Now, the sixth one, guidance is more didactic, whilst counseling is less didactic. This also means that guidance provides relevant information that people really need to take intelligent decisions. Here, guidance is also said to be didactic because it is a form of teaching where the guidance coordinator acts as the facilitator in a class or at a place to disseminate relevant information to his audience. This is unlike counseling, where it is said to be less didactic because the counselor is not seen as a teacher or an instructor. Rather, the counselor is expected to develop a very good rapport between himself and the clients, where they jointly set goals for counseling and see how best to achieve these objectives during the relationship. Yeah, the last one, which is the seventh one, says that guidance embraces a number of services rendered in the educational system, whilst counseling is one of the guidance services. Yes, as it actually speaks for itself. We have a very good number of services that are really produced by guidance. And as it has rightly been indicated, that counseling is one of them. Apart from that, we also have some services like information, we have some services like appraisal, we have some consultation, and we have follow-up service and many other. They are all services produced or under guidance. And aside all this, we have what we have actually discussed in a tabular form, and you can actually examine them critically for your own benefits. Now we've come to the last subtopic of this session, which really indicates the similarities between guidance and counseling. And to start with, we'll actually indicate that the first one, which says that they are both person-centered, meaning both programs really focus on the care of the individual. They take the individual at heart and then see to their concerns and their well-being. Number two, they both make use of qualified personnel to help the individual. Also means that all those who come front or lead the program, being the officers, are all said to be qualified, a very trained one to take care of the individuals. 3, both are geared towards positive change in the individual. The both programs actually look out for behavior modification, which means that at the end of the day or of the service, the individual is expected to modify his or her behavior. The fourth one also talks about the fact that both endorse the client's own choice and satisfaction. And of course, like we said earlier, the choice of the client is not actually made by the guidance officer. Neither is it influenced by the guidance officer. The only thing that happens here is that both programs really assist the individual to make his own choice and then satisfaction out of that. Then finally, both take place over a period of time. Yeah, so students, as a summary, I would like to indicate that we have successfully been looking at the various definitions and similarities between guidance and counseling. And I hope that is really going to assist us to know how to use the two terminologies when the need actually be. Thank you very much.